squad. We bring the hype and we bring the pain. Throw that 1-2, hook 1-1-2-1-2, and we set it up with feints. If we get knocked down, then we get back up, or more something like Ukraine. We do this something like Usyk. We're separating the real from the fake.
Welcome, I'm Sandra, the Tartan Witch Reese, and I'm here with iBOX today with a very special guest, the fighter himself, bare knuckle fighter, Jack Dugdale. One smack, Jack. Welcome, Jack.
How are you doing? You all right, Sandra?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, very well.
I'm loving the attire, the sponsorship going there, the sponsors.
Very cool, yeah. Been after two BKFC fighters. So I'm lucky to have, well, not necessarily been chosen, but let's say I know a guy who knows him and we've got it sorted. So I am chuffed to bits with it. So I want to say thank you straight away to Terry Skull for sending me a load of nice clothes, basically saved me as well. So
yeah, get in, mate. That's exactly what you need, isn't it? As an up and coming fighter, you don't always have the finances to have these things, and it makes it so much easier having the sponsorship there.
Absolutely, yeah.
So first of all, for your fans, Jack, we are catching up because you have a very big fight coming up. You are going to be fighting on the BKFC Birmingham on the 28th of June. And you are going to be fighting Frankie Gavin. Yeah, how are you feeling? How are you preparing? How's things going?
Yeah, I mean, it's going really, really well. It was the weight was a bit of a shitter in a way, I'm not going to lie, because I think I was like 83, 84 when I got the call.
Okay.
The fight's at 74. So, yeah, I've had to get my arse into gear and just really go for it. And obviously, I'm sure most boxing fans know who Frankie Gavin is, but for anybody who doesn't, it's just an honour to share the ring with him, to be fair. You know, he's supposed to be the best amateur Britain's ever produced, the first British guy to win the gold medal. You know, he's a bit of a legend, to be fair. So it's just an opportunity I was never going to turn down. It's a bit of a dream come true fight for me, is this?
Yeah, I think he was an IBF champion as well.
Yeah, he was the world champion as an amateur. He won the British and the Commonwealth as a pro, and then I think he fought for the world. I don't know if he won it, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. And I know I watched a little bit of him fighting with who was it? I watched it today just to have a little look at your opponent. It wasn't Cal Frock. I'm terrible.
Kelbrook?
That was it, Kelbrook. Yeah.
That was the fight, yeah.
Yes. So for people that don't know, who is your coach and what gym are you fighting out of?
Yes, I fight out of the basement, Burnley. Seamus Devlin's my head coach. It was formerly known as the Cobra's Den, which was based in Pavilion, but then we moved over to Burnley and we've had like a bit of a rebrand. But yeah, Seamus Devlin is like a world-ranked BKB fighter, former record-breaking journeyman. So like, yeah, he's been my main man from the start, and I won't be going anywhere. I love it where I am. So yeah, that's where I train.
Yeah, great guy, Seamus, lovely guy, proper gentleman, proper, real as they come. How old are you, Jack?
To think then. I'm turning 33 in November, 32.
Okay, so you're is it beginning of November, end of November, you're Sag?
I'm a Scorpio, 15th.
Scorpio. Okay. So you're going to be fighting on the BKFC. You're taking on Frankie Gavin. What do you think of him? Obviously, you know he's got a bit of pedigree there. He's a well-versed fighter. What do you think of him as a fighter? What is going to be his attributes in this fight?
Obviously, his technical ability.
Okay.
But what you've got to remember, this guy's been boxing all his life, and he's been a top amateur as a kid and everything. I haven't had a fight that wasn't in or outside a pub until about 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a slap yourself moment if you think about it. But at the end of the day, I'm not boxing him. I wouldn't box him.
Yeah.
I'm fighting him. This is bare knuckle fighting. And at the end of the day, I feel like I've got absolutely nothing to lose. Like I feel like a massive underdog. Who's gonna have anything to say if I go out there and get knocked out of Frankie Gavin? So what? So I have absolutely nothing to lose. So you better believe I'll be swinging to take his head clean off. And if one of us is getting stopped, and probably stopped early. You know my style, Sandra. My four bare knuckles haven't gone out of the first round. I've either knocked him out in the first round, or my one loss, I've been knocked out in the first round. I'm a knock the guy out or go out on your shield kind of guy. I'm not looking to pitter patter and win a decision. Put it that way.
Yeah, you're a pressure fight. You put the pressure on straight away. They call you one smack Jack for a reason, because it just takes one smack for them to be hitting the canvas. Now, going over that, what you said, he has got that technical pedigree. He's come up right through the rankings from amateur into pro. Now, you only started boxing training just a couple of years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago.
January 23.
Wow.
Yeah.
What got you into, what pushed you into doing that, Jack? What pushed you forward into boxing?
I was in a bad place at the time, very, very heavily into the alcohol, and I used to live in the town centre. I just pub every day. I held down the job. I was a CNC machinist, but I used to do like the 6-2, 2-10. But whether I finished at 2 o'clock or finished at 10 o'clock, it was straight on the beer. Drinking all weekends. Ended up 105 kilograms, obese, basically obese, and I put myself in bits of trouble as well. I got nicked for one incident and managed to get away with it through self-defence. I had another thing that I did that I don't want to go into, that if I'd have got caught, I'd have been in big trouble, but I didn't. And I thought something's going to have to change. And then one night I was round at my mate Jacob Walash's house. Big shout out to Jacob, good fighter himself. I was round at his house one night and we were just drinking and we were watching Gronda on TV with the Polish bare knuckle.
Yeah.
And I was just a bit pissed, and I was like, I can do that. I can fight. I could do what they're doing. And Jacob, like, to be fair, he was just like laughing and saying, "Come on, mate, it's not a pub brawl. Do you know what I mean? These are athletes, you know." And I said to him, I said, "I can do this. I know I can." And it really pissed me off. No, he didn't mean to, but it really pissed me off because I'm a proud man. Do you know what I mean? So I thought I can do that.
Competitive spirit.
Yeah, so he turned around to me and he said, "I know a guy who knows a guy, if you will. I can get you a bare knuckle fight." So I went, "Yeah, get me one then." I thought nothing of it. And then a few days later, we're at work and we used to be on opposite shifts. So he came in and took over from me on my machine. And he went, "Oh, by the way, I've got you that fight." And I went, "Oh shit, this is real now." Like, so I joined the gym. I didn't even have a gym membership. I joined the cardio gym, if you will, and just started getting on the treadmill and the cross trainer, trying to get some weight off. And then I decided to put a Facebook status saying, "I know it sounds crazy, but I've taken a bare knuckle fight. Like, who can I go to? Who's in the area to train with and stuff?" Because I didn't really know. I know a couple of MMA guys in the area, but I wanted someone who did bare knuckle. I didn't even know anyone around here did bare knuckle.
Yeah.
So somebody, Corey Harrison, who at the time was in the BKFC, and I was like, "Shit, there's a dude here in Burnley who." So I thought, right, well, I'll message him. But I honestly expected him to ignore me or just to like fuck me off. But I messaged him and I said, like, "Excuse me, like, you know, sorry to bother you, but I've got a bare knuckle fight and I know it's what you do and I'm looking to train." Soundest guy ever. He was like, "Yeah, come and train, mate." I came and picked him up. Never met him. Went to his house, picked him up. He took me to the gym. And from then on, I just never looked back. Obviously, his coach was Seamus. I met Seamus and I just absolutely fell in love with the sport, the atmosphere of the camaraderie, the fitness, the diet. I've just never looked back. And don't get me wrong, I've had my hiccups. I've had my what you might call a relapse a couple of times or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, but I have never looked back, and this is me now. Like, until I physically can't fight anymore, and then I'm going into obviously the coaching side of it, the promoting side of it. I've fell in love with the sport like nothing else, you know. So
it's brought you that. It's kind of brought you that discipline that you needed, that challenge that you needed to kind of focus.
Do you know something, Sandra, as well? But people can't get their head around, because until we spar, mate, and realise I'm not shitty. Like, Jack's only been boxing 2.5 years. He can't be that good. But I tell you what, in that 2.5 years, I bet you I've put more time in than a lot of people who've been boxing for 10 or 15 years. Because it's been every day I've been on that grind. I live for it. So, you know, 6-7 days a week for 2.5 years, do the maths. I've picked up some skills. So people honestly, like, they underestimate me at times and think, how can he be where he is? How can he have this belt and that belt? You know, like.
And that kind of brings me to your next thing, where one of your fights, your fight record is 3 wins, 0 draws, 1 loss. Bad to the bone, you got the quickest KO record. You've KO'd someone the quickest that's ever been KO'd in a bare knuckle fight. Is that correct?
Probably not
Yeah.
in a bare knuckle fight, but on that particular promotion,
But on that promotion, the quickest.
hopefully it still stands. But yeah, that's what kind of bred that One Smack Jack nickname kind of thing, and it's just stuck. But like, yeah, I have, like I say, I've got that style. I'm getting knocked out, and they're getting knocked out at the end of the day. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. If I manage to win a decision against Frankie, I'd take it now. But I know that's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. I can't outbox this geezer. But I can hurt him. I can hurt him.
You've also fought for the WBKB British title. You won that, which took you on to the WBKB European title, which you lost. And you've also fought on the likes of Warlords as well. And that was quite a nasty knockout as well, wasn't it? All your fights have been won through knockout.
Yeah. And equally as nasty a knockout when I lost, as you know.
Yeah.
But that... When I said I'd have my troubles, we talked about this before, my camp was awful for that. I'd got my... Do you know what? I think I got complacent. Because I had 4 fights, 1 glove, 3 bare knuckle, and they were all... I'm sounding arrogant now, but they were easy.
They were easier than what you anticipated it to be.
And then a few weeks before, I watched Vidimantis, and everybody knows Vidimantis. A few weeks before, I was out in Malta because Seamus was fighting out there, and I was drinking. I carried on drinking when I got back. And then all of a sudden I thought, oh, shit, I've now got like 10 kilograms to lose in 4 weeks. So I made weight by starving myself. By the time I got in there, I was weak, I was gassed, and I'll never let that happen again. Because I know I'm not taking anything away from Vidimantis. I know I'm better than him. I'll prove that in the future if we ever get to rerun that. Respect for him, I like it. I lost that fight, as much as he won it. And these things sit with you, don't they? Because if I go in there and get knocked out in 10 seconds off Frankie Gavin, believe me, I'll be disappointed, but I won't. It will not sit in my head or bother me in the future. Because this camp, I've done everything I needed to do.
Yeah.
It'll be the best version of me that gets knocked out. Yeah. Whereas that was a shell of myself in that ring. A shell of myself, so...
And I think as well, what you said, I think a loss really does teach you. Like a win doesn't really teach you anything. It's just that glory, the enjoyment. But a loss, when you lose, it really does. It's that shock to kind of get back. Like you said, it makes you realise how much you want something as well.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it was an eye opener. Put it that way.
Now, prediction for the fight, how do you see things? Are you just going to, like you said, use that you are a pressure fighter? Are you going to use that pressure? Are you going to use your experience?
It's really hard, isn't it? Because I can't sit here and pretend I'm going to have a chance of outboxing because I know I'm not. So I close my eyes and throw over on right. No, jokes aside, I'll Sandra, I'll go into detail. You know my style: inside fighting, dirty boxing. I've been doing rounds with lads who are much better boxers than me recently, but they'll tell you when I get in the inside with them, I'm dangerous, and they can't. It's dirty boxing. That's my style of fighting, and obviously I'm fool to think that I was going to stand there and be all technical and exchange jabs with him, So
you're seeing a knockout, whether it's from you knocking him out or him knocking you, you just see a knockout. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now, outside of kind of fighting and things, is there other hobbies? Is there other things that you like to do that are not fighting?
Just mainly spending time with my little girl, as you know, Amelia. You've met Amelia, as you come up here. She's a little beauty, and I have like nearly 2 or 3 nights a week, or however much I'm allowed her, if you will. She's like obviously really happy at home with her mum and that, but I have her as much as I can. And just really enjoy spending time with her, to be fair. And obviously, I'm either there or at the gym these days. I'm either at a play. You'll find me at like a play centre or like watching a film or something, or at the gym. Yeah. And that's the way it should be, like, because there is no glory on the bar stool, is there? You know what I mean? And like out of all my close mates back in the day, most of them are still sat on that bar stool, and it's a shame, like. And I look back and I think, like, come on, like,
just wake up.
Not everybody's a fighter, but there's got to be something that you've got to be passionate about. Life's too short. I'm not going to be 50 years old sat telling my grandkid, like, I could have been this, or I could have been a fighter, or I could have done that. I'm going to be telling him, look at look at these photos, watch this video. Do you know?
Yeah.
And it's, you know, I've quoted this before. If Kevin Gillen see this, they'll take the piss because I've quoted it before on theirs and they were laughing. But have you ever seen the film Troy?
Yeah.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
You'll remember there's a scene and it always stuck with me even as a kid. Like the two armies meet on the battlefield, and the two kings talk in the middle, and they say, rather than thousands of men losing their lives today, your best fighter versus our best fighter gets the land. And then they want Brad Pitt, but Brad Pitt's back at the camp asleep, so they send a little kid to go and get him. And when the kid wakes Brad Pitt up, they're like, you're going to have to come and fight this guy, but he's the biggest guy I've ever seen. You know, I wouldn't fight him. And Brad Pitt just goes, that's why no one will remember your name. And it always stuck with me. I thought, yep, that's why no one will remember your name. I will go where will remember go, and I will. The same thing somebody said the other day, Frankie Gavin, I wouldn't fight Frankie Gavin in 25-ounce gloves. That was the joke that they made to me. And I thought, well, that's what separates me from you then. That's what separates my man to your caliber band. No offence. And it was the fighter who did it. Do you know, like, so I thought I wouldn't fight him in 25-ounce gloves. What is that? Again, it's a half a joke. It probably was half a joke.
Yeah. But I get what you're saying. Like, for you, it's like the fact that you're even getting to share the ring, never mind that you could knock out, beat this man, that is a blessing. That is like abundance for you in itself. So
you've got to roll the dice, Sandra, haven't you? What is if you're not going to roll the dice? It's just playing it safe will get you nowhere apart from like boredom and I forgot the word that I was looking for, but just like when you're just stuck at that plateau, you know, like you're not
stagnation. And there's a great saying, and I'm very much like you that way. I always think I don't want to get to a certain age and be like coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yeah.
Don't want that. I'd rather be like, I did this and failed, or I did this and this is how this started, rather than just like you said. Sorry.
No.
Like you said, kind of just sitting around, not really got a focus. I think that's what's so good about fighting is when you're in a fight camp, you've got that focus, you've got something to look forward to strive towards. How long is your fight camps? How long do you like to make them, Jack?
I'll be honest with you, I tried to make it 12 weeks. I got injured for 3. I'm putting it out there. My back went. It's my old arch nemesis in my back. I've got a slip disc L4 when it popped out, but it popped out rather than. I honestly, again, I'm proud of myself because I could have had a bit of a mental breakdown. Well, it's not fair. My back's gone now and the fight's off. I literally spent 3 weeks out rehabbing it, stretching, spending money on sports massages, spending money on chiropractors, and just making sure I was right. And lo and behold, within 3 weeks, I'm back.
Okay.
So it's ended up a shorter camp than what it should have been. But I almost think during that 2 or 3 weeks I had off, maybe it wasn't a bad thing because I might have peaked too soon.
Yeah.
Like before the Walsh fight, I did a really long camp, and about 3 or 4 weeks out, I felt amazing. And then when it got to the fight, I did feel a bit sluggish and a bit shit. So it might have been a blessing in disguise, you know. So that's a good way to look at it anyway.
100%. I think you're right. I think you need to, there's that point of when you're peaking, you want to be around your fight for the peak rather than, like you said, peaking way before your fight and then your fight coming up and you're having to try and get yourself pumped up when you've been there, you've got to that stage.
Well, we're on 4 weeks on Saturday, I think it is it?
Yeah, 4 weeks it will be on Saturday.
My weight's coming down really nice now. You know, my diet's going good. I'm drinking plenty of water. I'm doing all the right things, Sandra, and obviously I'm hoping that'll show on the night.
74 kilo you are fighting at, is that correct?
One because 75 is welterweight. So I was like, it's actually a catch weight fight at 74. I don't really understand it. First of all, he said 73. I was like, okay. And then he came back and went, can we make it 74? So me and Chambers said, well, why don't we just make it 75? Then it's a welterweight fight. But no, Frankie wanted 74. Okay. I'm not. It makes no difference to me. But yeah. Well,
have you got any special ways or special things that you like to do or prepare for a fight?
In terms of like cutting weight and things, or
yeah, anything. So is there like something that you maybe incorporate into your fight camp that maybe other people don't?
Okay, yeah. I enjoy my fasted cardio.
Yeah.
You know, you wake up. I don't tend to eat till like after lunch. So, but I'll always get up and do the workout, more of a cardio workout than like a weights or a boxing session in the morning. Maybe a bit of pads, but like a run or something, or a treadmill sprints.
Yeah.
You get in that state, and then as you know, you get in that fat burning mode. I'm doing quite well with that. I was buzzing the other day because I had one of those. Have you seen those body scans?
Yes, that tell you the mass.
Right, I had one before my first ever fight, so I was still fat, trying to lose the weight for my first ever fight, and it gives you age based on your results. And
Yeah.
I was 30 at the time, and I was 44. My age was 44. Guess what my age is now? 21. So I'm half my age in terms of health.
Yeah.
So you got to look at that and think what a sport this is and what a like. Do you know what I mean? I wish other people. There's so many people. It might not necessarily be boxing, but there's so many people who are sat depressed and stuff, and this could like not only change health, everything.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, especially if you're somebody who's quite like hyperactive, or you struggle maybe with neurodiversity, ADHD and things, and you don't know where to focus. I feel like boxing is really good for discipline, like you said, the eating, sleeping, just teaching yourself how to. And I feel like when you train, I don't know about yourself, but for me, when I train, I just have this like inner peace that's there, which isn't there if I don't train.
Especially after a good warring sparring, I go home and I feel so relaxed. It's unbelievable. Like it's like I always say to my clients, you know, because obviously I do PTs and boxing lessons, and I always say to my clients, earn your rest time. There is nothing wrong with going up, putting your feet up and putting Netflix on or putting your PlayStation on or whatever, but earn it. Because I guarantee you now, if I didn't have to go to the gym tomorrow and I was sat on my PlayStation all day, I'd be bored stiff. But if I've gone to the gym and worked out, then I'm on my PlayStation, I'm like, that's my time then.
Yeah.
And you appreciate it. You've got to, as they say, work hard, play hard, haven't you? And earn your downtime and earn your rest.
And like you said, I think it's that guilty. You don't feel guilty. You don't feel guilty when you've done the work and you've put in what you should. You think, oh, well, I deserve this. I deserve to sit back and play my computer game for a wee hour or two. Who is your favourite? Do you have a favourite fighter in the BKFC or even just in bare knuckle?
I like these. I shouldn't be bigging up BKB fighters or BYB fighters when I'm a BKFC man, so I apologise. But I like these Americans. Is it Mundell?
Mundell, yeah.
LT Nelson, Smash Nelson. These are guys who I see a bit my style kind of emulating. If you watch, it's kind of bizarre because if you watch Nelson or if you watch Mundell, there's nothing they do that is that skillful or that special, but they're just tough as hell, and they just come like nothing seems to have an effect on them, and that's what I aspire to be.
Yeah,
they're animals, and again, if they went into good boxing, I don't think they'd really get anywhere. They're just perfect for bare knuckle.
For bare knuckle,
they're two that I really like to watch. Yeah.
So, is there anybody that you'd want me like to share the ring with?
Ooh, I don't know. A bit of answers, obviously.
You want the rematch?
Hopefully, it happens down the line. Me and Vidamantis are friends now. We love our each other's, you know, pictures of each other's kids and stuff. It's all love. It's all. But obviously, it's a win I want back. But it might not happen. We might end up on different platforms. He might. Obviously, I'm in the BKFC now. He's still like I don't know what he's fighting a few different promotions, but yeah, hopefully it can happen one day. And if we can't do it for contractual reasons, then bare knuckle, maybe glove door 4 rounds, possibly.
Okay.
Yeah. So Vince is on my hit list. Nothing but love for the guy. But obviously, I want that W back. No, I've not. There's no one I want to fight in particular. I'll just fight
whoever in front of you.
It's not just that. It's not whoever puts in front of me. I'm not one of that. I'll just fight anyone. I want to take sensible fights for my career.
Yeah.
Is it a fight that's going to progress me? is it gonna progress my career? Like the Frankie Gavin fight, the beauty of it is I think my stock goes up if I lose. So that's the beauty of it.
What you said, either or, the pressure, you are the underdog in this situation. He is the guy that's been boxing all his life. He's got IBF championships, he's got world champ. So he is the one that the limelight is going to be, they're going to be expecting great things. So, and I know, like you said, I've watched you fight personally. I've been there ringside. You're a very good fighter, a very strong fighter as well.
Don't forget, Sandra, we've had some rounds, me and you.
Oh yeah, and you've done some sparring with me, but you went easy on me. You went easy on me.
No, I was, yeah. Oh yeah, I got you with that one. Yeah, no, I was tight that. But yeah, no, it was good fun. It was good fun.
No, do you know what? And I'm going to be back over that way because I need to come and get some sparring and things, obviously for myself. So I definitely want to get over to you and get some one-to-ones and Seamus and get a little bit of sparring and stuff and pad work done 100%.
You're welcome anytime, of course. Are you on 5? WBKB 5?
Yes.
Right, okay. So we've got Corey on it. We've got Connor Murphy on it. Shout out to Connor. And we've also got Dylan Nerney, the Ginger Ninja. So we've got 3 of our lads on that card. Obviously, we're guaranteed to be there. And I'm commentating as well, I forgot.
Yeah, you're commentating with Seamus.
Good job, I've nicked your job, yeah.
You took my job.
We're fighting, so...
Oh, in fact, yeah, you were up there with for your sponsor, one of your sponsors, weren't you, doing a little bit of a...
I believe he's working with you as well, his line tree.
Also one of my sponsors as well, so she is. What I'm going to do now is ask you, is there anyone that you do want to thank? Is there any sponsors that you do want to kind of give a big shout out to? And where you see yourself going in this sport as well to finish it off?
You know, so I'll go sponsors first and I'll try not to forget everyone.
Yeah.
There's have you heard of iBOX? They sponsor me.
yeah, I think I know. Yeah.
Thank you to you and Tim. We've got a Blood podcast. Lee's had my back since day one. I think he sponsored me before I even had a fight, just because he was a friend of Seamus and Seamus told him I was good. Who else have I got? So obviously Half Hero we've mentioned. Terry's Cult we've mentioned. The Barber Bros panel. Again, Malik, local guys, been with since day one. Pressure's on now. Premier Gas Bury, which obviously they're like a new sponsor, but he's just started sponsoring for this fight, so I haven't got like any merch or anything yet. But I've ordered off Tim actually. They'll have his gear on that. So Martin, big shout out to Martin Law. He's an old family friend who started sort of helping me a little bit financially as well. He wanted me to be able to take less clients on and focus more on my own training. So I really, really appreciate that. So there's the sponsors. And the other one was where do I see myself going?
Yeah, so, lastly was where do you see yourself going in the sport?
Let's take it a fight at a time. This is not going to be my last fight, I promise you that. So if I win, to be fair, Andrew Batewell, he actually said it's not about you winning, it's about you looking good, and if you make a good account of yourself, we'll have you back. Mm-hmm. But I think, to be honest with you, is to either, if I win, it's to move my way up the BKFC rankings, obviously. Yeah. If I lose, I've been promised a shot at my old WBKB British title, because I've just had to vacate that. Okay. Play the Vids fight, potentially, So I think those are the options, win or lose. So yeah, as long as I can keep my head. After my last fight, I got drunk after my last fight down in Somerset, and I ended up drinking for about 9 days. I think I ended up on the phone. I think I was telling you, yeah, it's horrible, but that's addiction for you. So like this time, it's going to be either a couple of beers and a home afterwards, or I'm just going to get off it, stay off it altogether, because I really want to get out of this fight and get straight back in the gym and focus on whatever's next, because this is where I'm fierce and this is where I'm the best version of myself. Not in a pub shit, I don't want that. So
even a little getaway with you and the wee one, like you said, get away somewhere sunny for a couple of days.
Well, we might have something. I might have something planned, but I don't want to say anything in case this particular family member sees this. But I'll tell you off camera.
Okay.
But I think you my partners to book something, yeah. So.
Perfect. So for anybody that is watching that is a fan of Jack, you need to get over to his social media. He's on Instagram and he is on Facebook as well. You can follow him. He also helps run the basement gym along with Seamus Devlin. So for anybody that is watching that maybe has just started boxing or even in bare knuckle, and they are looking for some one-to-ones or a gym to go to train, these guys are your men. They're very, very good at what they do. They know exactly how to bring on kind of young novice fighters into a more kind of pedigree background. They've got lots of people that go to their gym as well that you can interact with, meet, network, and you never know where it can go. For people with businesses that would like to support Jack, then please make sure you do contact him through his social medias. Any financial help, even just sportswear, anything like that, anything for a fighter really, really makes a huge difference. Like you said, he is a father. A lot of his time and effort when outside of the gym is going to his daughter and time trying to work to make a good life for them.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate that. Yeah, any help whatsoever. I mean, these things aren't cheap. Even running a camp isn't cheap. You'll tell you, so if you run your camp properly, you're buying the right food and you're having the right physio if you need it and the right training. It all matters. But obviously, it'd be nice to at least make it profitable, because I've had 2 pro fights where I've probably just about broke even.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm not whinging. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing it for the love and the passion. But like you say, any help would be greatly appreciated. So
yeah, no, 100%. Like you said, for fighters, you're still working, you're still trying to live your life, be a father, and then you've got that pressure of trying to make sure you eat correctly, you're exercising, you're getting in your training. Sometimes that means having to travel as well, so even travel and things. So yeah, if anybody is out there that can help Jack in any sort of way, whether it's nutrition, food, financial, do get in contact with him or his team. So I'm just so excited for June the 28th, mate. I can't wait. I think you will absolutely smash it. Like you said, regardless of the outcome, you're one smart Jack, mate. You're one smart Jack.
Yeah, hopefully it's me doing the one smacking and not me getting one smacked. But I tell you, like I say, either way, I'm blessed to be in this position. So
yeah.
And if I interview Sandra, it'll help. It always helps.
No, 100%, mate. And I can't think of a nicer guy for it to happen to. You're a genuine gentleman inside the ring as well as outside the ring as well. And for anybody that knows, trains or works alongside you, they know that. So yeah, to the fight fans, I hope you've enjoyed. And if you want to see Jack, we'll try and get a little catch up with him just before his BKFC fight or afterwards. We'll have him back. But thank you so much today, Jack. You're honestly, what a pleasure.
It's in the iBOX squad, we bring the hype and we bring the pain. Throw that 1-2, hook 1-1-2-1-2, and we set it up with feints. If we get knocked down, then we get back up and more something like Ukraine. We do this something like Usyk, we're separating the real from the fake. You ain't ready for the hype and the drama. You ain't gonna win a fight with Sandra. Might go hard, but she goes harder. Not a true boxer, you're a dancer. You ain't ready for the hype and the drama. You ain't gonna win a fight with Sandra. Might go hard, but she goes harder. Not a true boxer, you're a dancer.